Welcome to the Chimney and Fireplace Success Network, a weekly broadcast sponsored by CVC Success Group, hosted each week by industry speaker, coach, author, and educator Jerry Isenhour. Our presentations are produced to assist business owners and managers in turning their business dreams into their business realities. And now, here is your host, Jerry Isenhour.
You know, so often in life, we never really reach that state of happiness that we're really searching for and we want. You know, we start out in this life, but during the course of living our lives, so many things change. You know, if you look back over your own lifetime, do you remember that day you got your driver's license? How all of a sudden you were free to move in a new direction? Or how about that day you graduated from high school? Or there's other days in your life, such as perhaps you met that special person who became your partner in life. Maybe it was when you had a child that was born. Maybe it was when your first grandchild was born. Or maybe it was that day you started your business. And the reasons you started and why you started it. You know, all of this brings us to today. And the question, have you reached that stage of happiness, that happy that you've been aiming for? You know, usually when we do our podcast, we're talking about different business issues. We're talking about ways to get your business better. But today, it's all about you. And it's all about the happiness that you're searching for in this life. And hopefully that you're obtaining. So hang on with me. I'll be right back after this next short message. And we're going to delve into what is it in life that makes us happy.
Bringing your team to the level of expertise you expect and want from them is a job in itself. And let's be honest, in our industry, is the learning ever really over? Why not turn training over to the experts at the CVC Success Group? Subject matter experts in your industry have joined forces to create the CVC Academy, online, on-site, or live streaming. Training for your team in format options that work best for their individual needs. CVC Success Group has thought of everything to help put you and your team on the path to success.
You know, one of the things that each and every one of us has to do is realize what is happiness for each of us. And we have to make a determination of what we define as success and happiness for us. When we look at a business, so often we may be trying to build a model that someone else thinks is right for us. And that's not the right way to build your business. Because your business is designed to be a vehicle to enable you and bring you the ways that you can do what you want to do in this world, no matter what that is, because deep down inside, it really is all about you. You see, so often in life, we work and we work and we work and then we work some more. And then so often we stop and we ask ourselves the question, is this what I've really worked myself into being? Is this really what I want to be? Am I really enjoying life each and every day? I'm enjoying what I do to that realm. Is that where you're at? Is life an enjoyment to you? It's what you do an enjoyment to you. When you're laying at bed on a Sunday night, are you looking forward to the Mondays? Or are you dreading the Mondays? Do you ever wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat, worried? But see, this is the question that each and every one of us should ask ourselves. Am I truly enjoying life each and every day as I set out to do? And this is the thing that sometimes we have to stop. We just got to stop. We got to evaluate. It's where we're at in life, where we want to be. We got to evaluate what we're doing. And we got to stop and evaluate just where are we going. And see, in today's world, I honestly truly believe that it's just triggered by what I'm going to call the social world that we live and dwell in every single day. I've done some recent podcasts, and it's surrounding that subject matter of noise, the noise that surrounds us each and every day of our lives. It comes at us from all directions. It's a funny thing. I travel down the highway and put in a lot of miles in every year, and I listen to satellite radio. And I listen to a lot of news stations going down the road. And it's really amazing as I listen to the various news channels how different people perceive the world that's around us. Sometimes I'll ride down the road and I'll listen to CNN for a while. Then I'll turn it to Fox News and listen to the way that people want us to think like them. The way the newscasters actually want to convince us that people are good or people are bad. In this noise, it challenges. It serves to challenge us. It challenges our own thoughts and what we're truly accomplishing each and every day in our lives. We've only recently came through an election cycle here in our great country, the United States. We went into an election cycle that seems to still be going on. And we wonder what's next. We live each and every day by fear that's been instilled in us by the news media about the ongoing pandemic around the world. And we see it every day of our lives. And we wonder, what does the future hold? But see, what the future holds for us, that's beyond our comprehension. We really don't know. Who could have looked back a short 9 months ago and imagined where we would be today? Where would we be? So again, if you're like me and others, you may wake up sometimes in the middle of the night in a cold sweat, wondering, just where am I at? Wondering, what am I accomplishing? And as we move forward in our present COVID challenged world, the world continues to either amaze us or often it confuses us. This is the world. And worse, so many will engage on social media and they let the words of people we may know or do not know and may never even meet affect our thinking, affect the way we look at the world, affect the way that we question our own actions. And as we look at this, so often our thought process become driven by those that we really don't even know. Let me ask you a question. This is a big one. Have you ever had a face-to-face conversation with a world leader? Have you ever had a chance to sit down with Donald Trump or Joe Biden and actually have a conversation to get to know these people? And the answer to that is no. We base our decisions about their leadership abilities based on the thoughts of others who may even attempt to alter the words that are often said to suit their case. This is the world in which we live. And in today's world, there's just too much unhappiness. People just aren't happy with where we are. So what we've got to do is determine for ourselves what makes us happy. What is it? And that's what this podcast today is all about. from my aspect. I'm going to turn this over to Cheryl in a minute. She may have completely different thoughts that she's going to share with you in her section of the podcast this week. That section I call Cheryl's Tidbits of Wisdom. And believe me, she's a very wise lady. In our own personal life, we've been altered tremendously in the last few days because we've just had flash floods that have flooded our home in the last few days. And she's facing this as she does with all the decisions she's made. And we're making the decisions the best we can to move forward, knowing that we're living in an area that may flood again the next time the rain comes. We got to be happy where we're at. So that's my words to you today. Is what you're doing every single day making you happy? Are the actions that you're taking each and every day in business and in your personal life, are they really your decisions? Or are they the decisions that are going to lead to your happiness? So before I turn this over to Cheryl, these are the words that I've known to share with you as I record this. What do you need to do to make you happy? Because life on this green earth that we reside on is simply too short to go through a life filled with strife, to deal with the problems that we so often deal with. So decide your course, set your GPS, design your map to where it fits where you want to be and what is going to deliver to you the happiness that you're looking for in this world. So stay tuned. She'll be right with you in just a minute, and she's going to share her tips of wisdom for the week.
As a business owner, you know where you want to take your business, but things keep popping up to block your way. You're not alone. It's hard to see clearly when you're so close to the situation. Where are the roadblocks? What do you need to tackle first? You went out and took a big risk because you've got dreams for your family and your community, and it's time to turn those dreams into reality. CVC Success Group has a proven system to do just that. It's time we talk.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands, boom, boom. I would dare say that everyone has heard that lyric before. So today's question is, are you happy with your life and your business? If I asked everyone that will hear this podcast together in a room, and I asked that question, would it sound like a huge group of cheerleaders or a group of church boys, with one or two wanting to clap and the others afraid to be different from the crowd? As we are doing this podcast today, the world's going through so much. The pandemic is said to be on the rise. We have a new president-elect, and many people are unhappy. Many people are okay with it. But our government could definitely not clap their hands during these times. There's chaos going on everywhere. Each day that goes by, I hear business leaders that are unhappy with their company, the employees, the lack of employees, the fact that their workload is so heavy. Well, to clarify that part, they will be unhappy if they didn't have the workload, and it goes on and on and on. On the other hand, the employees are unhappy because they think that they're underpaid, overworked, and not appreciated. Well, to say the least, I don't have all the answers, but I can tell you with a doubt that a lot of these problems won't get any better without you personally changing your attitude and helping your employees change his or her attitude. A lot of all that goes on is the attitude of people. If we're all lucky, we'll wake up in the morning and a new day will begin. How will you invite the day? Question: will you get up as the same miserable person, or will you get up with at least a thought of making it better? We can't make everything better all at once, But if you can just make a little bit better every day, let's say 1%, or even let's say 0.1% better than it was yesterday. After several days or weeks, it won't be as bad, and you can cut even deeper. You've got to start somewhere. The first thing in the morning, think of something you're grateful for. Several things would be better than just one if you can think of more than one, but I know everybody can think of at least one. And every night before you go to bed, think of something you did to make your business or your life better, or the life of someone else better. As Jerry told you earlier, our home flooded this week, and we're in the process of major renovations. Thank goodness not on the main floor. So we were not put out of our home, but nevertheless, a lot's going on. Should I complain about it? Why? I couldn't control the creek water from coming out of the banks. I couldn't control it from entering the house, but I can control how I think about it and how I feel about it. One thing, ever thought I wish they were still with us? Our parents lived down there, or Jerry's parents. But right at this point, we have no one living there in the mother-in-law suite. Our garage really needed cleaning out, and over the last while, I've been meaning to lean down the house. Well, I guess I got a good chunk of lean down. No one's lost their life, as some did in the cities near us. So I think instead of complaining, I will just clap my hands and move on. It's the same way in your business. Fix what you can and learn how you deal with what you can't. You chose your business, and you can choose to close it. You might not eat as well, and whatever, you may need to lose a few pounds anyway. Once you have changed your attitude, you can begin to change your business by helping your employees change their attitude. A person who looks up to someone will begin to mimic what that person does. If you, as the leader, if you're always down and you're always negative, so will your followers be. I know we can't all join around the fire and sing Kumbaya, but we can burn a few of the problems and move forward at a happier and more productive way. I guess what I'm saying is to look deep into yourself and into your business and make a list of everything you don't like. And tomorrow, get up and start working on fixing what you can. Don't be afraid to ask people to help you. They may be having the same problem, and together you can work out the problems. It's always easier if two people are working on a problem. Let's face it, none of us can change the world, but each of us can change ourselves. And as each of us change, the people around us change. The people around them change. And you may be the person that starts the ripple effect to change the world. Whatever you do, at the end of the day, just be able to say, I'm glad I did, instead of I wish I had. With this, I'm going to turn it back over to Jerry, and hopefully he can give you something to clap your hands about.
It's so hard to find people. Nobody shows up for interviews anymore. I just don't know where to find people. You hear it everywhere, and you're not alone. The CVC Success Group has the experience and expertise in assessing candidates, conducting interviews for you, onboarding, and training your new hires for a path of success in their new career. Reach out to CVC Success Group and let's talk about the challenges you're facing today.
And that's our point of view that we wanted to share with you today on Are You Happy? Are you happy? Because that's what it's truly all about. It's not the size of the company that you build. It's not the number of employees that you have in your workforce. It's not really your gross. It does depend on your net, yes. You need enough net to come in to make you happy, so that's true. But again, make that decision for you where you're happy. As we went through this flood for the last few days, just like Cheryl shared with you, hey, we're alive, we're well, it hasn't interfered with our lives. We're continuing to move forward. Has it wreaked some havoc? You better believe it. But at the same time, hey, we'll be okay. We've been through worse in our lives. So with that, I want to thank you for joining us here this week on the Chimney and Fireplace Success Network. It just seemed to be a good time to talk about what is it that's going to make us all happy in this life we've been given here on God's green earth. Thanks for joining us. See you next week on another episode of the Chimney and Fireplace Success Network.
Thanks for joining us here each week at the Chimney and Fireplace Success Network, sponsored by CVC Success Group, providing you the coaching and educational outreach services you need to move to your dream destination in business and in life.